Very well there, yes, so my beautiful people, welcome back to Samizy Infotainment. Today on our news headline, we get some matters we want to about. It's very important to be informed, to keep you informed, so that you will not be deformed. Yes, so my English has speak so English number 201. Okay, today on our first news on our headline, Adamawa local government chairman was caught assaulting a mechanic, even tear and slap gidigba for face, which we will talk about very soon. And US, as we don't know about the ongoing election, we will not see the come. So I believe US is really a country of democracy. That they practice this democracy where based on what they do to Donald Trump. And tell on our news headline, UN Secretary General Madam Amina Mohammed speak on SARS. So we'll still talk about what she talk. We'll hear about what she talk about this SARS matter and what UN the plan and what UN they do about this matter. And for the US matter as well, the Vice President elect, what she gets to talk to us as well. She gets important message which she passed, even as they just nearly win. We'll talk about that matter as well. So Trump fire a defense secretary because we never know where. If not because he say he lose for election, based on himself saying he never lose, still they declare say he go win the election. But I never know where he want pass winner, whether not from back you, whether not from front you, whether he want sit down say no come on and Buhari you. We never know the matter. So we'll talk about that matter as well. An officer, an agent, a judicial person, whether not lawyer or whether not officer or in IAP for France here, he was caught washing a party door in the office, even in the work hour. He was doing Wakanda in the office. So we'll talk about that matter as well. So, but before we continue for this matter, if today is your first time to come across my channel, I beg do me one favor, support your brother by subscribing. Click the way you got the show, so just click on the subscription button and tap the bell icon so that anytime I post a new video, you'll get the notification. I beg my people not wish me bad, pity for my mommy. So here, thank you. So today, let's get straight to the reason why we are here on IVA. As we don't hear for the news updates, for the news headline, Adamawa local government chairman, this man I already see for years so. Look here, well safe. It was like, whoa, why do you talk to me like that? Why won't I talk to you, bro? You talking to me? You know I'm the local government chairman? Yeah, bro, you're just a local government chairman. You're nothing else but a local government chairman. You talking to me like that? I ain't gears that. Nobody know what transpired between these two people, but the way this man slapped this mechanic, I believe safe to say not be condition, probably maybe there will be age mate, but the way it is slap him, that is called use of power, abuse of power. He abused power for that aspect by slapping a common mechanic. Even if the man not repair your motorway, I know say if even a mechanic, I know say some of una and they carry they do sometimes based on not be so now that waiting I'm not supposed to be, but I know say if person like this no see the work for local government chairman, he will even try his best to make everything okay so that you not go get problem with us still because he get problem with you. But for you to slap tomorrow now you come out for social media begin to cry because now waiting on newly sabi now be that now the share tears now we want try to take compassion into it whereas that kind of thing not dey on our system. So this action is very bad. And if to say we are living in a very democratic party, in a party of freedom, in a party of human rights, you get right to speak. This kind of man supposed already be behind bars, but yet he's still working on the street. Just the worker that goes on. So for those of you who never watch this video, I said no because this man he reached to conk. He reached to conk. Yes, he reached to conk. For those of you who never watch the video, oh yeah, bien voir.
No. It's enough.
Should be you see the way he assault common mechanic. Even if the man not repair your motor well, you carry your motor go another place because now our money now is to buy the motor. Now our money now is this tire by that way they give feather. Now our money now is this station. All these kind of people need to see that maybe need to say I fit get in contact with people where they stash their clothes. Now know that thing where though they call it the way. Yeah, what happen the way the is a tolo. Is a tolo. Oh my god. And coming to the aspect of UN Secretary General, Madam Amina Mohammed, the way they talk for this sars matter, when I watched the video, I was like, first of all, I was shocked. Madam, you do well, sha, you don't get the way big pass. But what you talk, because now what they send you, now your secretary, now you carry on. So the way this woman talk for this matter, he gave away talk, Rich, say whether this present administration, say now try pass. You see the try. I was like, whoa. Who tried? Who? Why would you say something like that? Why will you say something like that? I was like, whoa, why would you do that? Why would you talk like that? For those of you who never watched this video, this woman, they use the man to talk for way sleep. Oh yeah, voilà.
Everyone has a right to demonstrate peacefully for those issues that they want to raise with their governments. There is a social contract in place between governments and people, and it is important to have that freedom of speech, provided that it is done peacefully. And I think that in the case that we had, where much property, in fact lives and property were lost, it was unfortunate, and we believe that in addressing the demands that were made by the young people, perhaps this is a lesson that we can take into the future on how we engage on such issues. It is, I have to say that, you know, there are many protests around this world that have been exacerbated by COVID, because COVID has left people out of work, it's left people hopeless because of the socioeconomic impacts. And in many of those protests, we have not seen governments turn around and respond as quickly as this government did. So the UN's response to this is that we must make sure that what happened in these protests is we are able to address those issues, those gaps, and to begin the reform. In fact, I would say the transformations that are needed to address many of these outstanding issues. And for that, we need an engaged youth, and we need an engaged government. I think what has been put in place are those building blocks, and the support that the UN has been asked to make sure that those convenings can happen, and that we can build back trust and have, I would say, confidence-building measures in order to get to where we need to, where the social contract between government and people is firm, it's trusted, and it's working for the benefit of the Nigerian people.
Shibi, yeah. You get the point which you talk, Rich, this very point.
Impacts, and in many of those protests, we have not seen governments turn around and respond as quickly as this government did.
Shibi, you see, it didn't shock me. It was like, what are you saying? What are you saying? What are you saying? This is not what you're supposed to be saying, eh? But still, you don't talk what you do, your man. You don't talk what you do, your man. We got nothing to say about it. So, and coming to the aspect of with this one, with this guy, now nobody even government, nobody in charge of this thing now. The day they go, the person go tears. Oh God, guy man, you go even if how much you lost, so where you got the sue all the celebrity they go. You go sue celebrity. This guy who now they see for so. You go sue celebrities. We be frontiers for sars matter. When everybody they fight for the betterment of the country, see fellow youth because he want make fame or because small thing or the bank account or small thing or the pocket, you want use small money to fire everybody. Don't worry, if you use your money finish for court will still leave it for grant. And people where you go to sue, they still elevate they go. Now those people now will know. Because anywhere will foresee my back will conk your head. And for the aspect of this US election, so US now country will be said they practice democracy whether confirmly. Even if this election come up now, you can't bring some kind of loophole come out, some kind of leakage come out. But we still know say but these people they are practicing democracy. You know be like we now we say we never want to half of what these people do this video I'm showing us so the Nigerians we never even do half. They say they want to regulate social media. Imagine this video where they play for Crystal. You see what they do, President. For those of you who never watch the video, oh yeah, you voir.
Oh my God. Oh my God, he's gonna kick somebody. Everybody was gonna kick somebody. This is hilarious. Oh my God.
Should you see the way they all mold this president with dummy? They bulala and yash. I was like, whoa. You see? But you see the way if you see this one come happen now for Nigeria, say we can't carry God. Can't carry person start to like this on the now they say you enter space, cut our internet, nobody is internalized again. The internet now. This is called freedom. Freedom of expression, freedom of speech. For those of you who never know. Now this one might be freedom of speech. You do what you want like, now you get yourself, now you sabi, now you're right, now you're mad, now you're thinking, now your thoughts. So you don't concern me. Now be the response of that presidency. I don't get what I want to do now. I don't feel sue my citizen. I don't feel deploy army now in that street. Me that they shoot them based on that they use they use me as dummy till they play for street. You see? But we never even do this one. Like Mohammed said, internet go destroy Nigeria. How internet will destroy Nigeria? Because without using internet now, they open and yash and say internet go destroy Nigeria. You like Mohammed, you reach to conquer. You reach to conquer. As we all know about this vice president elect for US, Madam, who they call herself, Kamala. I'm not saying an African, an Asian, African American, an Asian woman, or whatever it be, a woman from Africa, Asia, Africa, Asia, America. Now it be so 3 people in one person. Now it be so. This woman give one speech to encourage young girls. Say she be the first person to be vice president to attain that position, even for the world at large. But she said no, she will be the last. This one is a form of encouraging words to young women who think about power not just for men, who think politics not just for men. This one is to encourage them as well. To put this is very encouraging and very heartwarming. It warms the heart. And coming to the aspect of our president, pregnancy president in November 28 and December 28. I think. He's still the president. This is my one of the chief first counsel, Mr. Donald Trump. 2 days after the election, with the current winner, my brother, I fired his Secretary of Defense. So that is to say, I'm not going down alone. All of us, we are going down the drain. But we never know really what it conspire. This one at the man with fire. We never know what conspire between the two. What happen? We be say, at least, I don't understand. I mean, even Americans too, they don't understand what happen. So everybody still there, like, well, what's going on here? What the hell is that? Who does that? Donald Trump does that. Yeah, Donald Trump, he does that. So everybody still, nobody know why. No, it's just the truth. Nobody know why he fired this man. Because this man got the office. You know, fire. And after election, I don't fire. So all these things are just a thing of I don't understand. So, and then coming to our French land, Francia, French, there's a man who was arraigned in court, who was caught in office. The man called a wash Shukuli. Imagine for inside office, the time we're supposed to use government computer till work for government. You want to use government computer till they wash or my party done. Ha God. My dad let us say, no more where wire story. Imagine this guy, you know, they sleep. They don't even show your face. You know, they sleep for night. You know, they sleep. This one, imagine the feed tracer and say it is spent straight 7 hours. How many hours you take the work a day? Huh? You only use 7 hours. You the wash, you my party done. Oh God, problem deal. The truth doesn't probably be like bicycle. This guy, they wash. He was caught to that, so they even dismiss him. The matter even be caught back from 2015. So that this very much so. Now they can't dismiss the case because they may pay €1,000 to G4 government. G4 government. Now G4 the thing for happen for himself. The city where they call G4. This guy is actually a judiciary, a lawyer self. They practice law. So the time we get for office to take work, to take this settle issue, my guy you're using the wash pump hub. So all this one they support the whole industry. Coming to the aspect of coronavirus, we don't know here. The matter still increase for France. The matter increase for everywhere now. They don't know say the matter will increase for everywhere whether they do things anyhow. So some believe say this matter say na real. Some believe say no be real. But you not get the way they be pass. People who don't buy for this matter so they not fit tell you say okay, now that's when it comes in die for this matter. So I not to say this thing not day. I not to say this thing day. Midday in between. Because I never see person where the thing touch. So for this matter you still have to be careful, you still have to respect the law where they use your face mask like this. Always let them reach your nose, cover your mouth so that you don't fall guilty for this government hand. And keep social distancing. Always wash your hand. And if you know see they get some kind of symptoms, some kind of flu, try to go visit your doctor to do tests for you so you can keep fit. And in the aspect of that, this company where they call Pfizer, they don't discover vaccine. They say they're very 90% effective. So they trust her like about 90%. So they'll start to deploy her either at the end of December or the beginning of December. So they'll start to administer her to people. But if you work, but they say it's 90% effective. Now what did they tell me that when I go interview them? If you like ask me for where I pass reach there. When I go interview them, now what did they tell me that? So for those of you who never watch and what they talk, yeah,
The end to the worst global pandemic in a century could be contained in these glass vials. U.S. drug maker Pfizer and its German partner BioNTech have announced their coronavirus vaccine is more than 90% effective in preventing the disease. Should the early analysis be confirmed in the final stages, the vaccine would have a higher level of efficiency than influenza vaccinations.
The first interim analysis of our global Phase 3 study provides evidence that a vaccine may effectively prevent COVID-19. This is a victory for innovation, science, and a global collaborative effort.
The vaccine's experimental approach involves using a part of the virus's genetic code in order to train the immune system into attacking it. U.S. President Donald Trump, who had repeatedly insisted a vaccine would be ready before the presidential election, hailed the findings as great news. Some independent experts, however, have warned against celebrating early results before more long-term safety data has been collected and shared with the public. The findings have not yet been peer-reviewed by outside scientists nor published in a medical journal. But with the pandemic that's left more than 1.2 million dead, infected over 50 million, and brought devastating economic consequences, the world's leaders are hard-pressed to find a quick solution. Pfizer will ask the U.S. Food and Drug Administration for emergency authorization of the 2-dose vaccine by the end of November. Should safety regulators give the green light, the company expects to be able to produce up to 50 million vaccine doses in 2020 and up to 1.3 billion in 2021.
So during our course of interview, now the be that. But this man even talk for parliament. Say this thing, say they never thought saying a vaccine. They never ever call a vaccine. I can't like, what's going on? This one come and now say so. This one come and now say so. Why you constitution? I was confused, just as you they confused and say okay. Some said come and say okay, they don't discover vaccine. Say everybody will start to get this vaccine, maybe probably end of November, early December, or towards the end of December. I was like, okay, if I thought they want to start to give the vaccine from December, in order if it pass throughout the world for that December, and then they say we'll still get like this sickness will still reach next year summer. Oh God, 2021. You know go rugged. Because this one now, this 2020, while I don't too much for this year. I don't want me next year also be like that at all. All the vision we all of want to see for this 2021 are big. We not visualize anything way bad. I don't want to see anything way bad. No, we all live our year normally the way we ought to live before at least. Maybe even increase for betterment of everybody. Not be say we all the fear for all those kind of matter because the matter set the entire person. So my people, if you know so you never subscribe, and then you put me out for that subscription button, you subscribe. Follow me for my handles for Facebook, Samizy Infotainment, for Twitter, samizy.info, for Instagram, samizy.infotainment, and everywhere. And for YouTube, Samizy Infotainment as well. So I will always keep you updated. If you know so you get any matter where you hear, any rumor where you hear, or if you say you never to understand, just send me the link or ask me about the matter through this platform. Then I will get back to you as swift and as fast as possible. This woman I want to see for years. So now our MD of Commodity and Exchange. Imagine this woman don't know the price of things which she even they say. And all this one, no, this corruption we only talk about for this country. Not be from up alone, no. Not be from up at all. Even from down, from middle, all this shopping, all those small parts. Corruption you're full everywhere. How you can't be MD where you don't know the amount where they say come for market. You they see what here they show you so. Now MD, now you are being asked, say, okay, how much for corn for market? How much for cocoa? You they ask another person. You say now weekly. What it be weekly? You're supposed to get information. For those of you now who never watch and where this woman talking about, I'm gonna look this woman well. If you know, you tell me for where you ask the I go let show up by myself.
I'm assuming you have a platform that is up at the moment, do you? I'm assuming you have a platform that's up.
Yes.
Running with some commodities on it.
Yes.
Huh?
You have a trading platform.
Okay, give me examples of the commodities you have on your platform.
We have maize, soya, sesame, cocoa, cashew, and so on.
If I were to ask you what is maize selling for at the moment, what would you tell me? What's the price?
I would need to, because we have our market information system that one.
Give me an idea from your. I mean, you are the. You should know what is.
It's a daily thing. It's a daily.
Yeah, give me an idea. I mean, with the daily demand will not be that off. But just give me a range of. You should have, madam. I'm talking to you, madam. I'm talking to you. You should know.
How many really know it on a daily basis?
No. I'm telling you. Give me an idea. You are the MD. Give me an idea. What is maize selling for? I mean, it's around.
Approximately about going for 80,000 per ton.
Maize is going for 80,000
Per ton.
You know that now. Okay. What else do you say you have on there?
We have soya, we have cocoa, we have cashew.
What do you think soya is going for?
I wouldn't want to guess that because I didn't.
No, you are the expertise. You are the MD of the commodity exchange. You have an idea. Maize normally goes for this.
I normally get such data on a weekly basis because we have from the local markets.
Madam, please. And I don't want to. The MD of the company that operates a commodity exchange must be informed and have an idea of what commodities are going for. Must have an idea. You may not have them. I mean, you may not have today's pricing, but yeah, normally goes between these. Soya normally goes between these. You must be informed. Because the feeling I'm getting now is that you don't even know. I mean, you're the MD of that company. I mean, and we are hoping to expand to that kind of thing. And I mean, what's cocoa going for? I mean, if an average person says, well, cocoa is going for this, this, that kind of thing. I mean, it shows how much interest you have in what you're doing. It's not just running the administrative functions of that exchange. It's being informed about what commodity, because how do you interact with people if somebody just comes up to you and that kind of thing? You must have an idea. You must have an idea. All right, that's I think that's what.
Shebi, you see, imagine how much for maize for market now. Not be say this man even they try to disgrace this woman. He's just trying to let you know your job. Now you can't go they teach you your job. We be saying that you supposed to give report to, and report they come from those who are under you. Come meet you for your desk. You come transfer the report. Go give a gap for top. You don't know how much for maize for market. You don't know how much for all those stuff. God, this country is a joke. It's really a joke. I beg you. And then coming to the aspect of this NSAS matter we still talk about since then, our brother, whether they call Showori, as now the same for swing, so he left now, he did threat. According to what he wrote yesterday for a Twitter. He even shared it for Facebook as well, the same thing. So this man life is in danger now. They even put money for years to say, okay, anybody will if he keep between themselves, even government, they know about now government and they in charge, even police, IG, even know say this guy bounty day head. What it be bounty? That is it be like even if people with the tell within themselves, where if he kill this guy or where if he cash him, see amount where they will give them. You see the real country. The best way they fight for the betterment of the country. When I read this thing yesterday, my heart melt. So for those of you now, maybe you know the thing I wear for screen, may I just read directly to you, waiting talk. I was like, who does that in this country, in this modern age? You just put price for your cities here, say you want to kill your city. Ah God, Nigeria, sha. Waiting you write yesterday, say revolution now. Information reaching me now. So waiting you write for your Twitter handle. Now I want to read for una so as they show for screen in case maybe the things tomorrow you not show where. So it says info reaching me now is that a signal from DIA has put a bounty on my head that I must be arrested or murdered, as they claim I will resist arrest in the next 24 hours. This is from the Defense HQ, which is headquarters here in Abuja. The Inspector General of Police is also involved, and the DSS are all involved. So they get even Inspector General of Police, the IG wanna know he did involved with this matter. DSS did involved. Be it known that this can't affect the struggle for freedom. It doesn't matter what they do to me. Please let this generation never give up. We just have to do this so that we will never leave the next generation of Nigeria with this nonsense. Thank you. You see? So DSS, we're supposed to protect, even IG, we're supposed to protect the citizen, and I swear before I say, now they ready to to guide on our citizen. And coming to this aspect as well, so we already talk about police matter. So even some police now say they know they work. If probably for some area now, we be say if armed robber go rob, you go report for police station. Even police go they laugh you, they mock you now. Now report like yesterday. Police go even they mock you, say NSAS. And these people are they really stupid. Like they don't know their left from their right. I mean they don't know their right from their left. We una tell us our problem, say okay, una not they receive better salary. We even add una join our problem and say okay, now una not they beat us again. Because if na salary they make body they count now. If na salary they make body they paper una, may they increase una salary so that una fit leave us for waste. Now help now we did. But una can't join people now. They beat people. Ah God, now God will they keep people. Now say now they work, they say now so police station all day. Who does that? If you not say the work tired, you put your uniform, you go rest, because people they will supposed to do this work, not be people like you. Imagine now say police stop you for us, say, hello young man, please park. You imagine this thing if you not go sweet for man. Good afternoon, sir. The person with the driver to come reply say, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, officer. Later I can say, please, where are you going? You come tell and say, I'm going to work. Where do you work, sir? Before you tell that one, please, while we are discussing, please, can I see the particulars of your car? You can't give you particulars, you can't check and finish. You can't say, okay, have a nice day, sir. Please drive safely and don't drink while driving. Okay, have a nice day. Imagine say we can't get that kind of police for Nigeria. Wait till go make us come they cry now. Wait till go make us they shout or come they disturb ourselves. You know they. Except from some kind of bad ones when they Western world. Now so it be. If they see you from far, they know motorway be say you know genuine because they get their computer camera. Once they all put on for real like this, any motor where you drive it on. Now so they all control you, you are suffering hard. They'll check your papers. They'll even tell you say bonjour, merci beaucoup, monsieur. You will come out. But for our own, you will hear pack! I'll fit kill for here now. And nothing will happen. And wait now just like waiting this army they do for Sneso. Imagine the way this army they use karate for the person because you don't ask waiting to wait. Ah God. And army want pass. It will not be good. Now police don't finish, SARS don't finish. Now I mean now I can for those of you who never watch this army, as they brutalize this man, oh yeah, they got it apart.
Oh God, beg, where I do you, God? No, I don't understand. You are talking to me. You are talking to me. You are talking to me. Are you mad? You are talking to me. I will mad you, go punish you, I will kill you, not to wear. You are an idiot. Allah, and you have not to wear.
Should you see the way army they follow person I said, ah God, I don't know how I want to describe her. Now you forget okay, we are the same citizen. Now uniform now you separate you and me. When I uniform, you day service, you are getting paid, me day street and they try also for street. Wait till you come make you the first for me. Wait till you come make you the first for me. Eh? This man now, tomorrow now, if you now reach their barrack now, they'll say this time man, you know they army at all. See now who belong, we be a happy uniform. Whereas when don't go shocking her for one side. This country, for now to better and you'll be like memory card too easy. Memory card easy. Even now you have to format them. I don't know as we want it to but this war, no be small war, no be small problem go be for this country to better. No be small problem go be at all. Because now big problem because before you can settle each department, it go hard. Even Federal Road Safety Commission, road safety, they even decide not to be that and say they start to the carry gun. Who they want use that key? Road safety is just to check your papers, make sure you are driving well, make sure you have the document that is needed to drive a car. Now that will be road safety. We think on concern gun. We now want give them gun. Now if all these people we never hold gun before, you can't see gun, you go want test them. And if you want to test am, you want people to test am. Once you don't test am for one, the thing get enjoy. Now to test am for another person. No be the killing, no be still dey go like that. Wetin be una problem? Una no go wan solve am. Wetin no concern una, na una go dey put una head, na una wan dey settle matter wey concern your country. Una no wan settle. We are doing another thing. This our man, una know so this our Nigeria, whether na billionaire, whether na trillionaire, he don't fuck up. Because he don't go bypass, go see Bubu from one corner and not get the two for see. Imagine Bubu exempt this only Dangote business from this lockdown, saying go be the travel nationwide. Why? Okay, one now better person because of settlement. You see, thank God. I don't want to talk about this issue because it go offend me. This Dangote, not pure. Not pure. For you to even go see Baba Buhari, so say okay, say you want to do your business continuously for this. And you can't get the license, only you want, only your business. Why? Now you sponsor the country back. Yeah, now you sponsor, oh God. You see, now only you want to go sell cement, now only you want to sell soap, now only you want to sell sugar. Now, I'm not, if another company rise up, I don't know the way to the question, I don't know the way to the kill them. You don't take everybody career, only you want to sell the go. Me, no, I don't understand, because the matter sometimes, it is very, very tiring and frustrating. Upon the people when they do small business, they come and open. You will don't large, you will don't blow. Now only you want they can't give license to do your business they go. The thing shocked me. The thing really shocked me. It shocked me. And coming to the aspect of this SARS matter, as we see the talk at the council, our frontier, this madam we God will bless, Madam Yusufu. This woman it don't really change life. It don't open eyes of so many youths for the country. So. And you know, say if you get some kind of things what man want to do, you just need some kind. You be man be like matches, You don't need that scratch. Just crash and some more, man go spark. So now that woman now be that scratch where youth don't defend, when Nigeria don't defend they come. This woman wanna see so, and she be that scratch. This woman has changed life. Even if say during the course say we still lose some hero. But it's part of the war with the fact. I was happy that even the French television, France 24 TV station, they even interviewed this man via Zoom call. So trying to ask her the matter about all those stuff. And this woman still stand by what she's not scared of anything. Anything with this woman say, hey, you don't get the way big person and death not go reach. So for those of you who never watched and when this woman when they interview her, when French TV station France 24 English version, the interview. For those of you who never see the video,
Now it's time for Perspective Today, and death is when you are afraid to speak the truth. Those are the words of Nigerian campaigner Aisha Yesufu. Now, she came to fame. She was one of those behind the Bring Back Our Girls movement to rescue the schoolgirls kidnapped in Chibok by Nigeria by Boko Haram militants back in 2014. Now, she's once again fighting the fight amid the anti-police demonstrations in the country. The demonstrations have brought thousands onto the streets in protest as the country's Special Anti-Robbery Squad, or SARS, accused by its opponents of kidnapping, murder, rape and torture. And Aisha Yesufu joins us now on the programme. Thanks very much for being with us today. Let's talk first of all about SARS. I mean, the police say they've disbanded this unit, don't they? But the protests are going on. Why do you think they're still necessary?
Thank you so much for having me. First of all, the reason why it's necessary is because of 2007, SARS has been disbanded by the government. And every year since then, they've always said they've disbanded it, and they also changed the name. But the brutality continues. And so we're not asking for change of acronym from SARS to now SWAT, but we're simply asking for the police brutality to stop. And it hasn't stopped. And even while the government has said that they have disbanded, that there's still killings are still going on by security agents, arrests are still going on, our banks accounts are being frozen, and so there's no sincerity of purpose from the Nigerian government.
If it's that ingrained in the culture, doesn't make any difference.
Of course, it's to begin to change that culture of brutality. And ensure what we have right now is a systemic oppression that is going on. The government, first of all, has to accept that indeed there is brutality going on, there's oppression and suppression going on, and begin to stop it. We can't say because something has happened for a long time and then we continue to go with it. Because right now what has happened citizens, the youth of Nigeria came out to make demands because they were being killed under the cover of darkness. And guess what happened? They actually came out to make demand, and they were killed in broad daylight in view of the whole world by the government. So it gives credence to the police when they actually say they're going to kill citizens and nothing will happen. They will waste you and nothing will happen. And that's what the government is doing. So government needs to stop doing that. There needs to be prosecution of arrest and prosecution of those that have been found wanted. And this definitely will begin to change the system.
And do you think the momentum is with you and your supporters in here, though?
Yes, absolutely. Because for one, the Nigerian, most especially the Nigerian youth, have been able to find their voice, and the state is coming at them in such a hard way. I mean, people are being arrested. WhatsApp administrators of WhatsApp groups are being arrested. People are still being killed. People are still being tear gas. And I'm wondering, why is the world silent? Nigerian life should matter. We shouldn't wait until we have a full-blown genocide before the whole world will come and, not really sanction our government for them to know that democracy is sacrosanct, and people, they should not oppress people's rights and people's voices, and they should not shrink the civic space. And so for us as citizens, we'll continue to make demands no matter what the government is throwing at us. And it's really sad that we are in a place where we have terrorists, we have bandits, we have kidnappers killing people, maiming, destroying. Yet the focus of government is not on them. The focus of government is on just peaceful protesters who are just simply saying they have the right to live.
Let's talk about the Chibok girls as well. I mean, obviously it became a massive story back in 2015. Nearly 300 girls taken from this town. Many of them have been released now. Some of them have been sadly died, of course. Others still in captivity. I mean, do you think they will ever be seen again, the others?
They will be seen again the day that the Nigerian life matter, the day that Nigerian government realize that no Nigerian is more Nigerian than any Nigerian, and that even if one is poor, though in this country when one is poor, one is faceless, nameless, and voiceless, that even when one is poor, one has a right in our own country. The day that our government realize that the rescue of our Chibok girls is not a privilege, that it's their right as enshrined in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, they will bring them back. And with 276 Chibok girls were taken away, 57 escaped immediately. For over 2 years, we had 219 in captivity. Right now, we have 107 girls are back, and there are still 112 Chibok girls that are still missing. And we're saying every one of them must be accounted for. And the Nigerian life was matter. And one of the things I always like to say, the world seems to have moved on. We are letting those who want to truncate humanity, who want to truncate education, win. Every time we tell the girl child that she should dare to dream, she should aspire, she should shatter glass ceilings. But, 112 of our sisters did just that, and they've been in captivity for almost 7 years now.
Aisha, listening to you there, you're obviously very, very driven. What keeps you going? What drives you?
What drives me is the fact that I was a Chibok girl many years ago. I grew up poor. I was born and brought up in Kano, in the northern part of Nigeria, even though my parents are from the southern part of Nigeria. And I grew up in a ghetto. By the time I was age 11, all my friends were married off. I got married at the age of 24, and my friends were grandmothers, and we were very poor. I would go to school in the morning without breakfast, coming back home. I wasn't expecting lunch. When I was writing the same kind of exam that Chibok girls were writing when they were abducted, I didn't have books. I cried. I begged people to give me books. I never got any of that. And so I know that if I was taken in 1991, when I wrote that exam, my parents would never have had the voice to speak because they were poor. And if nobody spoke for me, then I probably wouldn't be alive today. So for me, to give up on Chibok girls will be to give up on the little girl that I was, who cried for help and nobody listened. And so if I give up on the issue of Chibok girls, that would mean that I also failed myself, because these are little girls just like me, writing the same exam I used to write, and nobody heard me. And I just can't stop, because in the ghetto there, I grew up, a lot of my friends died because they got married very early on. And so for me, it's all about just ensuring that we have a Nigeria where the child of nobody can become somebody without knowing anybody.
And Aisha, just in 30 seconds, if you can, because we're running out of time, let me just ask you, I mean, you're dealing here with corrupt police, certainly in your eyes anyway, you're dealing with Islamic terrorists, Boko Haram. Do you not fear for your own life?
Like I've repeatedly said, that for me, death is when you are afraid to speak in the face of tyranny, injustice, and brutality. I mean, when I was 10 years old, I said to myself, the worst thing anybody can do to me is to kill me, and that I'm going to die anyway. So it's not really the worst thing. I'm 46, I'll be 47 in December. A lot of my friends died before they were 16 from childbirth. So I've lived long enough.
Aisha, good to talk to you, Aisha Yusufu. Very powerful testimony there. Thanks very much for talking to us there from Nigeria.
People like this now, when they fight for the betterment of the country, now will be the enemy of government. Because now, I believe that if the people bounty for Sowore, they'll still do the same thing to this very woman. So this country, in fact, is not, is very, all the wars every day, no security, no value for life, no freedom of speech, no freedom to live. At least for France, yeah, even you will be immigrants, where you can seek asylum for another person country. There's still the reason you say everybody is equal. Now be liberty, fraternity. Everybody are just now. Everybody get freedom of speech. There is once you no as I'm not describe. Even people will never ever get document for yourself. You not feel carry harass them anyhow like that without them not do bad thing. Say maybe say for street normally they not feel say okay guys show me they leave another one may pass. No. You respect your human rights. You not say you be human being. So all this matter is very, very frustrating. And thank you for you will watch till the end of this video. I will see you guys in my next video. And before then, please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow me on my Facebook. On my YouTube channel is Samizy Infotainment. On my Facebook is Samizy Infotainment. So follow the page. Just help me, I beg. Pity for my mommy. You say pity my mommy. So yeah.